people from Pakistan side also come over to this place to get the blessings and pay obeisance at this shrine. But this clearly shows treacherous design of Pakistan. This rogue nation is not interested in peace. This should be an eye-opener for all those political party leaders and Pak apologists who often keep on advocating dialogue with Pakistan. Pakistan is a rogue nation. Only language that Pakistan understands is giving them befitting replies so that their guns are silenced forever. Pradeep Datta with Amit Bharadwaj from Chamlial area in Rambagh sector for Times Now.
Pradeep Datta now joins us live along with me, Fareed. Before we go across to Babar Qadri and Major General G.D. Bakshi, quick update from our feet on the ground and those who know what the ground realities are. Pradeep, the fact is this Ramgarh sector and this Chamlial belt, this has been used time and again by the Pakistanis to push terrorists, and that too for activities beyond just the valley. This is from where the infiltrators moved and tried to move into Punjab and to try to create problems in Jammu and in Punjab. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this is the time this border and this sector gets active every time there is some element of ceasefire or calm that is being imposed along the LOC.
Yes, every year after the crop is cut, what Pakistan tries to do is try to exploit this particular sector right from Ramgarh, Samba and Hiranagar area, where from you rightly said, they try to push in terrorist. Idea is to target security installation and attack Jammu Pathankot National Highway so that they can make big banner headlines. Pakistan, in fact, is a rogue nation and they will not change their, the state policy of aiding and abetting terror. They will continue to bleed India thousand cut, the policy they have been following for the last 3 decades. I think this incident should be an eye-opener for Pak apologists and mainstream political party leaders who keep on parroting one line, dialogue with Pakistan. But the question arises, dialogue with which country that is hell-bent on escalating situation along international border, that is hell-bent on destabilizing peace in the region. During the last few days, if you look at the incidents in Kashmir Valley also, there have been 44 incidents, of which the 20 have been grenade explosions, despite the olive branch that has been extended by the government of India. And situation on international border as well as line of control also continues to remain, grim. We have seen that just 24 hours back, they tried to push in 6 terrorists from Kerala sector in North Kashmir, but alert army personnel were able to eliminate all the 6 terrorists. That shows that Pakistan is not going to change its strategy, and they will continue to aid and abet terror and push in terror into this side of the border so that they can carry out attack on different security installations. That is the intelligence input.
Thanks for the report. Paucity of time, so interrupting you there, just bringing in me Fareed also. Fareed, the fact is, how many people are speaking against the treachery coming across from Pakistan? How many people in Kashmir are actually turning around, especially the netas and the so-called peace mascots are turning around and telling them, stop sending people across, stop this spate of violence?
Not many, Anand. In fact, right now they only want the ceasefire to be extended. They're trying to suggest that there is a situation on the ground that ceasefire obviously can be extended to the Amarnath Yatra period. They've been emboldened by the visit of the Home Minister, wherein there was a security meeting. The police and CRPF may have given the thumbs up for the ceasefire. Obviously, it seems that the army has a completely contradictory view, because army only deals with anti-insurgency, and they understand that these incidents of violence, grenade attacks, attacks on security forces, increased infiltration these are ominous signs, because once a ceasefire ends, they'll have a big situation at hand to control these militants, to ensure that the area domination that was there before ceasefire, those levels are reached again. So it is a very tricky situation on the ground for the security forces, but as they call it, the political initiative or the peace initiative, or an initiative to really break the monotonous approach of relentless security force operations that had battered the people, they are going to go ahead with that policy. At least the PDP, BJP have decided the ceasefire may and very well be extended to the Amarnath Yatra period as well.
Well, is that going to put many more lives in danger, and is it also going to totally derail the kind of advantage that the security forces had developed, and how we've been able to pin down this infiltration and also Pakistan's machinations on our soil? That's the question. We'll take it across to our guests who'll be patiently listening and watching the reports. Pradeep Datta, Mir Fareed, thank you for your updates and your reports from on ground. Major General G.D. Bakshi, why are we every time extending our hand or bending over backwards to try for peace with people who don't believe in peace? And we every time let go of the initiative or the advantage.
Anand, Anand, what I would like to state is, I'd like to quote what Einstein said. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is madness. Don't we know Pakistan's state behavior? Don't we have institutional memory? Don't we know what has been the result of the previous ceasefire? Any policy is premised upon reasonable expectations of outcome. What were we expecting when we sort of decided to go in for this ceasefire? And what have we got? From day one, the Pakistan Army, the Pakistan Rangers have not stopped firing across the IB, across the LC. Lashkar-e-Toiba contemptuously turned down this ceasefire. There have been 20 grenade attacks. Over 40 people have been killed, Anand.
Yes.
And yet we want to persist with this folly. Every year before the Amarnath Yatra, we used to intensify operations so that we could put the Tanzeems under pressure and make sure the Amarnath Yatra went incident free. This year, you have invited them to kill 2-3 busloads of Amarnath Yatris. Doesn't this country care for the lives of its citizens, of its soldiers, of its paramilitary forces? How many of them are we going to sacrifice towards this very well-intentioned, quest for peace?
Sir, we are carrying the coffins.
May I remind you that the way to hell...
We are carrying the coffins of 3 more people today. We are carrying the coffins of 3 more patriots today. That's the weight on our shoulders. But
4.
Babar Qadri, 4, yes sir, 4. But Babar Qadri, tell me, how many people in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in Kashmir, are turning around and telling Pakistan, stop this? Give us a shot at peace. Give us a shot at our right to dignity and earning our livelihood.
Anand, with due regard to my co-panelist, Mr. Bakshi Saab, and you, let me tell you honestly that you may have hundreds of ceasefires and you may have hundreds of body bags. Nothing will be achieved. Peace and tranquility shall, elude unless and until we address the root cause. What is root cause? India and Pakistan must come out of their medieval, that mindset of fighting each other. They must have now sense of sorting their differences and addressing their grievances the way European countries had. There is a model we have this time. That's the European Union model. Why can't we address our grievances, redress disputes, and go on the pattern of European Union? SAARC is there. There's a huge potential.
That's where the problem is, Babar Qadri. The fact is that the other side does not want redressal. The other side does not see peace as an option because their only narrative to sell to their people and their only narrative the politicians have there is Kashmir. No, please understand, Babar Qadri. See, you have to call out this reality that the biggest attempt at peace has always come from India. The biggest attempt at derailing peace has come from Pakistan. So why can't you call out their intentions?
There are forces.
Why can't you call out that intention and say...
There are forces on both sides who
You tell me...
who don't want peace.
Yes, sir, but what I am saying is that every time the forces within this side of the country say, let's have peace, who's derailing the process? It's coming from the other side. General Bakshi, correct me if I'm wrong. Every time we pulled out our hands to say, let's try and work at peace, what have we got? Haven't we been stabbed behind our back? Tell us one instance where Pakistan pushes for peace and India has not responded.
Let's just confine ourselves to the present government. Ever since Narendra Modi took over in New Delhi, he invited from day one the Pakistani Prime Minister. He went to him twice. He went to his private wedding of his granddaughter, touched his mother's feet. What more do you want us to do? You want us to crawl? It takes 2 hands to clap, Babar Qadri. We have offered the ceasefire. What have we got? 40 deaths. And today you can add 4 more, 44. How many more people do you want to for us to lose? There has to be some reciprocity. There has to be some response to what we are doing. The response cannot be killing more people. In response to a ceasefire.
Not just that.
And that too during the holy month of Ramadan.
Not just that. Babar Qadri, coming across to you. Remember the UFA Pact? Why did Pakistan renege on the UFA Pact? Because they said Kashmir was not explicitly mentioned. But what was mentioned was that all issues will be discussed once we sit on the table. Why didn't Pakistan say we want to sit on the table? Because they knew that they will then be shown as a country that is actually wanting to talk.
No. You have questioned me. I will answer.
How many people turned around and told Pakistan you been too much? Yes, Bob. Sorry.
See, Anand. See, if someone has tumor in his brain and he may have headache, you may offer him a paracetamol. That may give him the relief for a few seconds, but it will not treat the disease. You are treating the symptoms, not the actual problem, unless and until Kashmir issue is addressed. It is resolved between the three parties, in between the three, through a process of reasonable and rational dialogue process. You cannot achieve anything. Let me tell you honestly, it is all cosmetic.
Who's not had dialogue,
please
man?
wake up and
What do
smell
you
the
think
coffee.
we've been having?
Wake up and smell the
We have an
coffee.
interlocutor
The other
in
side
place.
does not want this issue resolved. The other side will not live up to its promise.
Mr. Bakshi, interlocutor is meeting Tatawalas.
Ceasefire, if they can't honor a ceasefire pact,
he is not meeting the politicians.
if they can't honor a ceasefire pact, what will they honor? What will they honor? A UN resolution, say, from 40 years ago, 50 years ago? That's what I'm trying to say. I have to thank you, gentlemen. We're getting